can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. Whoa, I need you to survive. 'Cause without you by my side, I can't survive.
I found a picture we took many years ago, when I said to you we would never grow old. Messages I've saved that I never send, 'cause I don't know you, but I used to back then. I remember that I was drunk out my mind when we kissed for the first time. In the back of your car we passed out counting stars. Promised all these years we'd pack our things and disappear. I never thought I would see you here after all this time.
Found yourself away out of this small town. Got a place at school you didn't hang around. Every day you're far away, these streets don't feel the same. Everywhere is painted with your name. I remember that I was drunk out my mind when we kissed for the first time. In the back of your car we passed out counting stars. Promised all these years we'd pack our things and disappear. I never thought I would see you here after all this time. I remember that I was drunk out my mind when we kissed for the first time. In the back of your car we passed out counting stars. Promised all these years we'd pack our things and disappear. I never thought I would see you here.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Bonjour. Hope you are well. Today is September 30th, 2024. It is 11:01 a.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Drew. Thank you, Drew. Boy, is it Monday morning. Lord have mercy. It's already been a Monday. It has all guys, it has been a Monday. I'm telling you. Good morning. Is it Orange Day today? What's Orange Day today? What's Orange Day today? I don't know. I don't know. I'm wearing pink. So, um, I was driving earlier and I hit a crow. I felt horrible. Oh my God. I was like, oh, Lord. You know, whenever there's like the grassy area between the two areas of like the highways and stuff. Let me tell you something, Lisa. Me too. The first time I ever drove a vehicle, I hit a chicken. And I hit a crow today. And it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. Um, I hit an owl once at night on an old country road. It swooped right out in front of my car. That's what this one did. That's what this one did. That's what this one did. It was I thought it like got stuck in my grill because it don't, really hard. And then I look in my mirror to see if it was behind me, but I'm on the interstate, so it's, there's lots of fast. We're going pretty fast. And I look back behind me and I don't see it. So I immediately get off the next exit to see if it's stuck somewhere in my grill or something. But, I have a really big grill. I have a big SUV, but like the mesh isn't big enough for it to, hit, like get stuck in it, I wouldn't think. And it wasn't there either. I don't know where it went. I really don't know where it went. And so, yeah, that was fun. It's a federal government holiday today. It's called Truth and Reconciliation Day today. Oh, isn't that interesting? So then I get home. Me too, Drew. Like, I hate it when that happens. The only thing I've ever hit was a squirrel. I felt terrible. You feel really bad. You feel really bad when that happens. Um, and then I get home and I had like my diet soda in my bag or something. I don't know. Like it's I don't know if something anyway, it started leaking my diet soda. And then it's like gushing out. So that was fun as well. I agree, Ramona. Better the crow than me. Yes, yes. I don't think I've ever hit anything else other than the chicken and the crow. Like I will almost wreck not hitting an animal, but is what it is. Right, Debbie better go back to bed. Well, I wish I could. But things to do, right? Things to do. So, anywho, hello everyone. Great to see you. We're going to be speaking about the Sebastian Rogers case and um, maybe a little bit what's going on in Kentucky. Does any of you live, just off side note here, does any of you guys live in the really flooded areas, like especially like Western North Carolina, which I'm not far from? Uh, God bless those people. There's a lot of people missing. A lot of people missing right now. Darn squirrels play chicken around my house. Really? Yeah, because squirrels, they'll run out and they'll run halfway and then they'll run back. Justin, did you see the photo posted on Facebook last night? Um, Played as a children. What is it? What do you mean played as a children? Deer horns on my vehicle. No, I did hit it. Well, I mean, I did hit. Yes, I have hit 2 deers actually. One I think survived, and the other one was hamburger. I forgot about that. Um, I hit my I hit the deer a week after I bought my Infinity. When I told you guys I had that Infinity, like the Bauer Foots. I hit it a week after I got it. It's yeah. Yeah, pray for crows will drop nuts and things in front of cars to study. Crows are very smart animals, right? Crows are very, very intelligent animals, and that's why it's uh that's sad. It's okay, Mystic. What the garden here, it's pretty much done anyways this time of year. So, but it's okay. Orange Shirt Day to show and observe the native children whom that's really sad. There was a dead bat in my truck grill a few years ago. I thought it was a leaf. Oh, almost touched it and pulled it out, but used a stick. I would have had a heart attack on the spot. Yeah, me too. I was about 10 minutes or so from Irwin, Tennessee, on the other side of the mountain from Asheville. But yeah, Asheville really got it. I think, honestly, it seems like the people inland, I think, got it worse than people around the ocean. Yes, in Canada today, it's a holiday. Hmm. Good morning, Grace. Good morning, Kayla, Trishy, Robin. Hello, everyone. So, but yeah, I did see that photo last night. Is here in, let's see. Yes, it's really bad in Western North Carolina. I've never seen a hurricane like that so far inland. Like a tree fell in front of in front of the road in front of my house. One time a bird flew into my bathroom vent front from the outside of the house, and I had bird legs poking through my ceiling. Luckily, he survived. Well, that's positive. Miss Drew. My kiddo's an hour inland and got hit hard. Still no power. Yeah, people were without power. Eastern Tennessee. We were blessed so far. That's good. My family had to evacuate in Tennessee. Really, Grace? Wow. I'm on the coast of North Carolina, and I've never seen flooding like that in the western part of the state. We usually are the ones that get. Uh, Not sure. I could go searching in the wilderness at this point. Trishy, no, with the stuff, especially the stuff you've been through, honey. No way. Mm-mm. Not for you, honey. Not for you. Not at all. There's a lot of people that they're searching for right now. Trevor, he asked if anybody's in the Eastern Tennessee area, just get in touch with him if you need help in any way possible. I had a bird that would fly full speed ahead into my bedroom window every day for about a year. Wow. Didn't need an alarm clock. Cindy. Uh, didn't need an alarm clock. The bird worked as one. I have no idea why it did that. What a bird brain. That's funny. Didn't need an alarm clock. I can just see the bird just like doink going down. Oh God. That's funny. That's funny. Especially for like a year, I could and would just fine. Yeah. Yeah. I guess he just never I guess he probably just did it one day and he never got any sense knocked back into him. He was just probably just trying to get the sense knocked back into him and it just never worked. Just never worked. All right, guys. Lots of there is I want to tell you guys about this real quick before we get started. 90,000 Georgia residents. If you are in Georgia, please listen to this. Breaking. 90,000 Georgia residents told to shelter in place after a fire at a chemical plant. Okay. This is in
of Environmental Engineering at Stevens Institute of Technology, and I study primarily contaminant field
let's see.
environment, how they behave.
Okay. Anyway, this is in Conyers. Am I saying that right? Conyers, Georgia. Okay. More than 90,000 residents in the county east of Atlanta were told to keep sheltering in place Monday, and businesses were told to stay closed a day after a chemical plant fire sent a massive plume of dark smoke high into the sky that could be seen for miles away. Air quality survey done by the Environmental Protection Agency and the State Environmental Protection Division, quote, revealed the harmful irritant chlorine, end quote, detected in the air from the fire at the Bio Lab plant in Conyers, Georgia. The Rockdale County government said in early statement Monday. For everyone sheltering in place, the best practice is to turn the air conditioning off and keep your windows and doors shut. The statement said of the accident that has affected the entire county. The fire was brought under control about 4 p.m. Sunday. That's bad. Really, really bad. Very bad. So if you're in that area, please take good care of yourself. My goodness. Had a purple one last year. Your dentist. So those chemicals are bad. In Ohio, I think it was in Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania, there was a train that derailed that was carrying chemicals. And it caused there's multi-million dollar lawsuits right now on that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's crazy. The storms are just going to get worse. They're just going to get worse. Um, as the earth heats up. So that's what happens. It's just the way it is, I guess. Um, so Silver did an interesting video, I think last night. That was where it was, Palestine, Ohio. Yes, that's where it was. It's a biochemical plant. I feel assured it's more than just chlorine. Oh yeah, they don't tell us. 100 and said dead so far. That's just what they, but how many people are missing? How many people are missing? It's a lot, isn't it? Thank God you are alive. I need a calm voice right now. Oh. Well, we keep it cool over here. That's what we do. We don't talk about other creators. We don't complain and say that creator, all that shit. Over 1,000. I mean, 1,000 missing. Uh do you take it that it's serious that Silver talked to a coworker? Yeah, yeah, hmm yeah. Silver is a good guy. He really is. He's a really good guy, and it never makes sense. It never made sense. Cheers, Julie. Cheers, darling. That's right. Had to hear it from. Yeah. Yeah, Silver's a good guy. His wife is good. Silver he drives really, really far whenever he is able to. He's got a life and he works a job, and he's just been compelled to do this. Um yeah, SL. Him and I are in contacts about that right now. So, yeah. He will probably be on the program pretty soon. So would love to have him. Again, there are people that gives him, grief. Um, and the thing is, you can't say this person can search, this person can't search. That's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. I approve this person to search, but I don't approve this person to search. I have always said, I don't care. If you are searching, I will support you in that area. But I will not support the hypocrisy of saying, I can search, but you can't search. Or the way I do it is fine, and the way you do it isn't. If you are going out there, it's not easy. It's not easy. Hey, I see you, darling. So there's that. Right. But he is a good guy. Just don't be a hypocrite. Just let people live and, let them do their own thing on their own channel. For God's sakes. It seems to be people who were very pro feet allowed to search. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. I don't care who you are. I'm thankful you're searching. Now, I do think, to be quite honest with you, if, I were searching, I wouldn't be searching in that 5-mile radius at this point. I would be searching a little outside of that 5-mile radius, but, if we had data of some sort, car data, phone data, that would help a lot as well. But we can't, we don't got it right now. So, guys, do me a favor. Please hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Good morning, Laura. Good morning. Pro feet folks are going to be getting information from CP. I don't see the point in going back around their house at this point. Wherever EquiSearch has searched, and where they've done their fixed wing aircraft, like the TBI and their search groups, and the 12,000 miles that was searched in foot miles, the 7 days. Yeah, I just don't think he's there. Thank you, guidance. Yeah, I just don't think he's there in that 5 miles. Imagine how the Hendersonville flood zone has been affected. Did it flood in Hendersonville? I don't know. I've heard mixed things about it.
Now, allegedly, in my opinion, let me say this. Tell us why you're on the job site at 5:15. If you were, I don't believe you were, and from what I was told, verifies that you weren't. But what were you doing if you were? What did you do? We'll jump way down here. What did you do? But you're on the job site at 6:30.
I have never, ever, good morning, Cheryl. I have never, ever, perfect flickery. I have never, ever believed that he was there at 5:15 in the morning. How in the world could you or would you be there at 5:15 in the morning? Well, he might like to sit and, drink his coffee there in the car, an hour or two earlier. Not if you went to bed at 1 o'clock. Not if you went to bed at 1 o'clock. Not a chance. Not a chance. And why in the hell did you allegedly sit there and not say anything about your son being missing? Your stepson. Why? And in my opinion, it has to do with one thing: alibi. He wanted to make sure he was in Memphis for a little while, in my opinion.
Same time you're getting a call from Katie, you don't do 911. You do the sheriff's department, three-way call, and you want to talk about shady.
Yes, you don't do 911. You don't call the sheriff's department. You don't say what time you showed up at work. You won't show any sort of proof that what time you arrived. You won't do any of that. Won't tell us the days of the month in February. It is amazing to me how just the excuses that is made for these two. Just I mean, it's just unbelievable. There is a kid missing. This is her son. This is her son. And why would you not answer these questions? Why would you not be forthcoming? Thank you, nerdy. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're not uh it's the oasis here. Right. Out there's the desert, and here's the oasis.
You hang up with your wife. You hang up with your wife who is a mess. You allow the cops to come, descend on your house, start searching your neighborhood, start searching the area. And you, with your stepson missing, do two things based on the information given. You go to work and you don't report it. So you have to ask yourself, why would you not report your stepson missing? Why would you not report your stepson missing? I'll tell you exactly why I believe this. He wanted to keep 240 miles away from 240 miles. He wanted
Bingo.
Memphis.
Wanted to keep 240 miles away from 240 miles. He said it perfectly. He said it perfectly. I can't imagine how tired they all were. Right. I have a Morkie that is that is not bites from one. That's right, Debbie. I know. I know. It's not a bite. It's not a scratch either, in my opinion. Why are they allowed to leave the state of Tennessee when there is an open investigation? Well, because they haven't been, nobody's been named suspects, right? Um, you know, the thing for me is, why would they want to leave for so long? Now, it's been 7 months, right? Full of adrenaline. Kimbo? You mean KK and Mr. Foot full of adrenaline? That's not what I believe they're full of. I'll just say that. I believe they're full of something else, in my opinion.
Tennessee, South Haven, and Horn Lake, Mississippi to stay separate from Hendersonville, Tennessee. And ladies and gentlemen, he accomplished that.
Morning, Melly.
How do I know he accomplished that? He didn't tell anybody his stepson was missing. They found out later. He didn't alert anyone, even when he came back to the area with Katie, because the Horn Lake Police Department did not know Sebastian was missing. No one has known
I didn't
Sebastian
miss it. No.
has been missing in that area. From multiple RV places to multiple restaurants, anywhere I've handed a flyer.
Why would you? Now, God forbid, if you have ever been in a position of being at work and got a call about, right, always about, I'm sorry, Shirley, about someone missing, something really bad happening, that's really really tough. But you're going to tell your boss. You're going to tell your boss. Why are you going to be there for hours? Literally hours. Justin, here's my question. Missing child, stepdad's a what? 99% of bosses are going to let you off work when it comes to your child is either sick, hurt, or in the case. Yes. Yes. But you know what happened to him? His job went up in the air. Justin, can you please play the last email I sent you? There are times in it. The last email you sent me. When did you send it to me, my dear? Let me see here. Tracy. Is it under Tracy? I don't. Can you resend it, Tracy? Maybe you can resend it. The Misfits True Crime. Thank you, darling. Really do appreciate it. Thank you, my love, Heidi. I've received 0 notifications today so far. Justin, do you know if there was anything said about putt-putt golf in this case at any time? If so, what was said? I have not heard that. Haven't. If he never told his job about Sebastian, then how could he possibly lose his job because of Sebastian? Just one more way to blame Sebastian for his own problems. Good point. Good point. Very good point. If there's a missing child and the step parents has injuries on his arm, don't alarms bell go off? Whispering, Donnie, yes, I do believe it goes, the alarm bells goes off, but it's also February. In February, it's not, people wear long sleeve shirts, right? And remember the first 4 or 5 days, it was, we are looking for Sebastian. We are still operating under the assumption, morning Betty, that he walked off on his own. Right? So, this is what I want to know. I want to know, did anyone have new shoes on or noticed that they're started wearing different shoes or boots? You know what I mean? I feel like that is more toward the things on his arms. I feel it's more woods related. Woods related. Right. Woods related. Okay.
I always do two things. I say, here's a flyer. Take a look at it. Are you aware that this boy is missing? And secondly, would you post this? I can't make you post it, but I'd really like if you would post it in your establishment. The number one response, no, had no clue this boy was missing. I actually asked long ago when I was at a Cracker Barrel, 3 miles.
Then why are you in here? Don't F with unicorns. Everyone seems so nice in here until you have a different opinion. No, that's absolutely wrong. Everyone is calm. Apparently you're not used to being in here. So, welcome. You're welcome to be in here. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Okay? So, hello and goodbye, I guess.
From Yogi Bear. And I asked the waitress two things. I said, do you know about the boy missing? She didn't know. I showed a photo and said, he ever come in here? I was just curious if he had ever been over there with these two. Anyway, getting a little bit off the topic here. Let's stick to
It's not the message, it's the delivery.
the topic. So his alibi, okay, is no good. If he will lie to us about what time on the job site, if he will lie to us about no relief.
And this is also the difference. Thank you, Mally Cat, for gifting a teacup. Thank you, my dear. This is the difference. Let me make this crystal clear. This is the difference. All of the inconsistencies that we have from said people all of the inconsistencies, the things that don't make sense, the things that have been changed, or the things that is just not possible. Saying you had a 2-hour conversation, but you fell asleep and you couldn't have had more than literally no more than a 16-minute conversation. It doesn't, there is, we listed, and I was being pretty stringent on, we listed 60 of them, thank you, Flickery, the other night. 60 different red flags, like really red flags. You cannot say that once with Seth. You can't say it because there's nothing that is inconsistent. He was at work, he got off, he went to his car, and he saw the first red flag as soon as he checked that message. Please don't be mad or please don't be upset with me. But Sebastian's missing. That was a red flag right there. Please don't be mad. Mad is whenever you break a teacup. Mad is something you cause and effect. It's something you cause. Please don't be mad. But if Sebastian walked out on his own in the middle of the night, right? And, causing, please don't be mad he walked out, or please don't be mad Sebastian's missing. Well, he walked out of the house. Why would he be mad? Terrified, concerned, worried, right? Please don't be worried, but we say that all the time. Please don't be worried, but I'm going to stay an extra hour at the party or whatever, right? But please don't be mad. No, doesn't fit. Doesn't fit. Holly W, my love, love, love. Thank you, my dear, for gifting 5 pearl necklaces. 5 teacups, my dear. Sorry, I messed that one up. Appreciate you, my dear. Thank you for gifting. Really do appreciate that. If you received one of those teacups, come on now, give our beloved Holly a big, big thank you and give her a cheers with your teacup.
If he will lie to us like he told them stepson was missing, see, Chris, in my opinion, is one of these people that he won't state everything, but he'll lead you to believe something.
Right. Well, think about this, Tina. Think about this. Your son is missing, right? Your son is missing. And you get there and you've got Mrs. Bow Wow, Cruella DeVille, sitting there saying, Christopher, I need a new ring. I saw one at the Bahamas. You're going to have to go get it for me. Okay? You owe it to me. Why does he owe you a ring? I thought she paid his bills anyways. But I digress. How disrespectful. And then allegedly Mr. Foot comes to you. Yeah, Cruella DeVille. Yeah, that's who she is. Oh God. What is that one character from Disney when I was a kid? I was trying to. Yeah, you got Cruella DeVille and Shrek. Not Shrek. The donkey. The donkey. Uh but anyway, I digress. Him saying, what are you going to do if this goes south? And he's not here, not alive. I can't even say it. It's so sad. It's just ridiculous to say that. Not even 24 hours. Not even 24 hours. There are parents out there that their child has been missing 20 years and they still have hope. They won't ever think otherwise. It's amazing how the Wells and the Bow Wows just almost seems like they knew from the very beginning, it felt like, by allegedly their own mouths.
So I don't think he's ever mentioned, in my opinion, I don't think I've ever heard him mention that he like told them his stepson was missing, but he led us to believe he did.
Right.
I mean, why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't anyone tell you?
Listen, I mean, why search after 7 months? Why search after 7 months? I mean, great. Great. I am so glad people are searching. But it didn't look like those two had their search gear on. I'll just say that. Especially, carrying an umbrella. Okay. But, took 7 days for them, for her to do an interview. It took 7 months to
Your employer,
do this.
hey, I'm sorry I'm out of sorts today. I'm sorry I'm a little focused. My stepson's missing. I didn't tell, one of the comments was, why would he tell a coworker, right? Well, there's a couple of things here. Number one, if he told management, his superior, I'm sure they wouldn't have let him, they would have told him to go home. Okay. Not in a bad way, go home, but go be with your wife. Go find your stepson.
Right here, Robin. Now, this is when Bobby went down there to see they saw someone in the goggles and stuff, and they went down there and was looking around, and that's when Chris came out of the yard and started screaming at them. Literally steps in the middle of the road, people. Steps in the middle of the road to stop their car. What a nut.
Secondly, the person who I spoke to was directly working with Chris, and it was becoming a safety issue. Let me give you an example. Chris,
Sorry,
tower
Mystic.
crane
Hope your
operator,
head feels better.
and he's got to hook these beams. He can't hook the beams. Someone has to hook the beams, right? So let's just say you're going to hook a beam, and this wasn't told to me. I'm just my own creativity, my own imagination here on. But you're going to hook this beam for Chris to lift up, and he starts lifting it before you can even hook it. Little things like that. It'll show that the focus is off because you're working directly with him. So if he'll lie about what time job site, stepson is missing, doesn't have a relief, that's why he come home later. If he'll lie about these things, of course he's going to lie about his full-on alibi where he was. So shady. that leads us to bite marks. A lot of comments on the bite marks. Okay. I've never really focused on these. I'm aware of what everybody's talking about. I know that Chris has said the puppies, the 2 Yorkie dogs. My dog is a Shih Tzu Maltese, Maltese Shiz, or what they call it, Shiz Mal, or whatever, Maltese Shiz, something. Anyway, she's probably 10 pounds heavier than these dogs. And we fight, we wrestle all the time. She gets a hold of my hand, my arm, my finger, and I can feel her teeth, but she will not bite. Neither would these dogs. Okay. So, only way these dogs would bite if he was treating them wrong. And that's another topic for another day. So, could these bite marks be from Sebastian?
Let me show you this. Does this, hey Cecilia, does this look like they're searching with an umbrella? With an umbrella. Come on. No. First time he's wearing green. Yeah. In the rain. You don't search in the rain like that. Nope. Not at all.
Allegedly, in people's opinion. I've never really focused on it. I guess one of the reasons you get too detailed of like, did poor Sebastian have to fight for his life? And if so, did he bite Chris in order to get
they're
away?
trying to
That's a
rebrand.
theory. It's a strong theory. And I guess for me, it's like those details, they do matter. Don't get me wrong, they do matter, but it's like,
Don't forget your belt around Chris. I'll just tell you that. Don't forget your belt. Because look what he did to Sebastian for forgetting his belt. Or don't lie that you forgot your belt.
how does biting him get us to where Sebastian is? Because the goal is, where is Sebastian, right? Finding him. But those bite marks, absolutely comments. Up all night.
Listen, you can look anywhere in that 5-mile radius, guys, and I don't believe he is there. I'm telling you, if EquiSearch was in that area, I have every faith in them that's humanly possible to manage. That just made my skin crawl. Sorry, not sorry. Yes. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, love. No way.
All night and tired. Up all night and tired. Was Chris up all night? And was he tired?
I mean, they saturated it like crazy. And Silver makes a very good point here. I've
up all night and tired. Up all night and tired.
I mean, I bet they were very tired. Very, very tired. The biggest mistake is that 17 hours. That's one of the biggest mistakes that we know of. Yeah. Yeah, Trish, that's the way I feel about it too. Many, do we think he grew his facial hair back so fast after court? I think older pick. Yeah. Mally Cat, thank you, baby. Luke chapter 12, 2-3. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hide that shall be known. Justice is coming for Sebastian. Amen. Amen. Nice, Marie. That's exactly what I think has taken place. I don't say it on here because people lose their minds, but this is true crime. True crime is really bad. It's really bad stuff. It's not pretty at all. It's very dark. And I absolutely believe that. Good morning, Stephanie.
What
Oops.
was Chris up all night? And was he tired? And is this why his focus was off? I believe his focus was off because
The search was next to the roads because Sebastian may have been run over. Nick the Hat did not think much of this theory, and neither do I. It was searched with a fine tooth comb. There's nothing to even suggest that this child walked out, let alone that he may have gone out toward the roads and not been seen. Now, let's say that he was, got out of the neighborhood, got out of his neighborhood with not being seen whatsoever. He should still have a scent, right? Let's say he got to the road without nothing being on camera. Well, it's highly, 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 highly unlikely that the first car would have just hit him, right? You would have, witnesses that they saw someone, right? You would probably have some sort of camera footage, either walking by the school or one of the homes or something like that, and you're definitely going to have a scent. It is, it's, again, I appreciate anybody searching, but I think they, at day five, and then after EquiSearch was there, one weekend, they searched like 40 bodies of water in just one weekend. And after that 5-day search, if they thought Sebastian was there at all, they would not have quit. But think about this, y'all. See, this is what people don't talk about on the other side, if you will. Right? After day 5, they said, we are moving toward the investigation. And then a few days later, what were they doing? They were looking in a landfill in a different state. Something, they had to get a search warrant, the probable cause that it's very likely that what they're looking for is in that landfill. Yes, Tina, it does speak volumes. Hey, Quinny. It does. Something at day 5 switched. It switched in the investigation, and it switched for the feet as well. That is when law enforcement said, we are doing more investigative work. This doesn't mean we're, stopping looking for Sebastian, but we are taking this as an investigative approach. Nick Barris, searching for the quote real possibility that this could be met with foul play. So, people can say he followed a kitten, that he you know, walked out, that he, might have gotten hit by a car. Well, there's a difference in possibility and probability. And the probability of this, that he does not like to get dirty, does not like the dark, does not like strange sounds, right? Would not walk barefooted, would not go out without his shoes. Why would he go out without a coat? Why would he not take his snacks? Why would he not take something with him? And on top of all of that, he would have definitely taken a bag of something with him. But more importantly than all of that, he would have left a scent. Sebastian has a scent inside of his home. He has a scent in the driveway. And he has a scent in the backyard. And I guarantee you he's had a scent for everywhere he has ever been in the 15 years he has been on the planet. But surprisingly, in the late night hours of the 25th and the early morning hours of 26th, he just doesn't have a scent? No. And he does things that he's never done and probably would never do. But let's keep making more excuses. The longer people make excuses for whatever reason, it only hurts not finding Sebastian. It really only hurts not finding him because what's being productive about it? What is being productive if you know that this child did not walk out without a scent? Right. Makes no sense. Makes no sense to me. Hey, sweet sativa.
I believe Chris Proudfoot allegedly, in my opinion, on the early morning hours, late hours of the 25th, and on the early morning hours of the 26th of February, I believe, in my opinion, this is my belief, that he did something that in all of his years of living he's never done before. Could that be just covering up for Mom Proudfoot? Could that be actually hurting Sebastian himself? I believe that whatever he did, the question, what did you do? I
Yes.
believe,
Yep.
as I like to always believe, everyone's good. And sometimes it's
Nope.
circumstances
No, Gina.
and things that happen around us and to us that make us make that decision from good or bad at that moment. But I believe at that moment he became bad. And I believe the next day in that crane, according to information I was given and the way his behavior was, it was really bothering him. I believe, in my opinion, that the reason he worked as long as he did is because he did not want to get to the house and he did not want to face the police.
I mean, to me, that only makes sense, right? And Silver's right, in my opinion. Didn't want to get back to that house. Because that's when it really starts. Like Don Wells went down to a building. No, it's right here. There it is. Went to the building, passed his driveway up, and went to a building because he, for whatever reason, I think that was him pulling his together before he went up to that house. And I think on the morning of the 26th, he didn't tell anybody. I don't know how you could be in a crane at 6 a.m. calling the police on a three-way. He was like, told me to hurry up and go back to the house. The police are on their way. You're on the three-way call with them. I agree, Quinny, but the thing is, people tell me all the time, why don't they just drag Don and Candace down there? Why don't they just drag, the feet down there? You don't have to talk. You don't have to speak. And it cannot be held against you. And we all have rights. They have rights. And, we want those rights when we need them. And that's afforded to all of us as Americans, thank God. But it is, it just makes the police have to work harder. Makes us all have to work harder.
Think about this. He and she report at 6:30. He goes on to work. We know he works until 11 a.m. We know this. As a matter of fact, some of the comments I got were, I tried to tell people this. This is the same information I got. As a matter of fact, I saw a comment. I don't think this was on YouTube. I think it was actually on Facebook because they had posted my video, and I think the comment actually gave a name. And all I'm going to say is that's the same name I spoke to. I don't give the names out.
I mean, listen, Kloops, I agree. I agree. Why would, and I agree with your opinion. That's my opinion as well. Why would innocent people who their child is missing, why would you stay quiet? Why? Why would these things not make sense? And in my opinion, the reason they're not speaking now is because if they say any more and try to fix it, it's just going to be an even bigger mess. Because you can't really fix that. Right? You can't fix he went to bed at 9:00, you fell asleep at 10:00, and Mr. Foot saying he called at 9:46 or 9:48. You can't really fix that. You've already said it. Right? I believe authorities have a lot. I really do. But I believe a number of things here. I believe there is more than 2 involved in the disappearance of Sebastian's case. I also think he's not been found. And I think that has a lot to do with it as well. And I also think because, in my opinion, there's more than 2 involved, that takes a lot of work. The more people involved, the harder it is. Because that is, you know, it's essentially, if there's, let's say there's 5 people involved. Well, that's essentially 5 different cases. Because each one of them's a case in itself. Right? Thank you so much, Girl Mom. Very generous of you, my friend. I have been rewatching the Joe Clyde Daniels trial. The similarity in these 2 cases is eerie. On day 3 of the Joe Clyde Daniels trial, the 42-minute mark, they play a video in court, the light sources. Can you send that to me, Girl Mom? There is a TBI interview of Joe Clyde Daniels' father, of the TBI interviewing them. And I've watched that several times. If y'all would ever want to watch it, let me know. We can review it together. Thank you, Girl Mom, too. I would love to see that. I'd love to show it as well. So poor little Joe Clyde. There is so much evil out there, guys. It is beyond. God, it makes me emotional just thinking about it. It's beyond how these people hurt an innocent child. Sebastian struggled with his health his entire life, struggled to make friends, struggled in different aspects, had things happen to him under the watch of said people that changes a person forever. And now this happened under their watch. And what happened in California, now this happens under their watch. And the Trezell and Jacqueline West only. Send it to me, Marlena, if you don't mind. Can you, Justin, can I tell you if I have actually text your number? I will text you. Okay, just write your name, who it is, so I can put you in my phone. When you text me, just make sure you tell me who it is, guys, so I can put you in my phone so I'll know. Because I get so many texts. Yeah, it changes it forever, doesn't it, Cassie? The word crystal clear, it's never the same. I won't even drink Crystal Light anymore.
Journalists, if you will, why reveal sources? If I tell the name of who I spoke to and tomorrow they think of something, why would they call me if they think I'm exposing them? I don't want to do that. I just want to get the information.
What's it about, Mystic?
But why did he work till 11? And why did he wait to be relieved before he went home? Well, I believe he knew he would be interrogated or questioned by the cops. But from 6:30 to 11, as he worked, he could have easily been home. He should have been home. This is not, in my opinion.
Oh, guys, by the way, the flower, or not the flower that we sent to Wisconsin, to the police there in Twin Rivers, they were very thankful for that. It was delivered and all that. So on behalf of all of you and the channel, thank you guys for helping out on that. And yeah, Two Rivers. I said Twin Rivers, didn't I? Two Rivers. Yeah, yeah. So
And this is what I know from driving the area. He should have been home by 10 a.m.
Yeah, they received it. It was I got him a big peace lily and just thanked them for the wonderful work that they did for Sebastian. Not Sebastian. Good Lord, Elijah. They were Two Rivers police in Wisconsin. They are, in my opinion, some of the best example of not only law enforcement, but the best example of humanity. They weren't rude when you called them. They would answer every question that they possibly could. They kept the public informed. And they didn't hide everything, right? They told the public what they could. You know, I think the TBI do some great things, but I think they need to start sharing more with the public. Not saying share everything, but there is more that they could share. There is more that they could share, in my opinion. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, my dear. Silver makes a good point. about CP avoiding authority by going to work. Rest in peace, Elijah, sweet baby. Way to go, PD. Thank you, my dear. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. We have said, I don't believe, in my opinion, that he would still be with her today if there wasn't some involvement. And again, not calling anyone anything, guilty, innocent, or anything. I'm just telling you an opinion in my hypothesis. Because, it was allegedly, like Mr. Foote says, high seas and tsunamis. And I think he left around 3 or 3:15ish. I haven't checked the text yet, my dear. Yeah, they are awesome. Let me check my text. 1 second.
A solid 3.5 to 4 hours before he was. Why? Okay. Why? So that brings us back to, we know stepson is missing. We know wife is a mess. We know everyone's looking. This brings us back to, why are you lying? And what are you hiding? Ladies and gentlemen, there's no reason to lie if you have nothing to hide. I've studied this from my earlier videos. If someone is questioning me about anything and I have nothing to hide, then I have no reason to lie. The thing about Chris Proudfoot is this, and this is alleged in my
That's
opinion.
what I always say. People who have nothing to hide nothing. People in true crime, right? In crime, people who have nothing to hide nothing.
Yeah, but go to an earlier video I did. I did a whole video about how similar to this, his alibi and his lies. Ladies and gentlemen, he will lie in the same interview. You watch a 30-minute interview, whether he's calling in, whether you can see him, whether he's on camera, off camera, and in minute 5, he'll say something, and 20 minutes later, he'll say something different. I mean, he lies in his own words. It's one thing for someone to lie to you and you find out later. He will actually lie in the interview, saying one thing 1 minute and saying something else the other, which means, I said it was blue earlier. Now I'm saying it's red. That's just who he is, right? That's just who he is. So when you see shady, you hear shady, it didn't shock me. And I said, my reply was, I don't know the man.
Hey guys, butterflies are free to fly. That's in here. That's Heidi. She usually goes by Yaya. She's doing a channel now, so you can sub up to her.
But I've watched his interviews and he's unlikable. He's unlikable due to the fact of how he speaks and acts, his behavior. So, bite marks. Could that be Sebastian? Was he up all night? Chris? Was he tired? Chris, what did you do? What did you do? Because we have so much information that shows what you told us. And in some cases, I don't even think that people were even asking.
Oh, hold on. I just
offer up
found something.
information.
Maybe 1 second.
But from the start, I'm in Memphis. I'm 240 miles away, 3 hours and 37 minutes. I was on the job site at 5:15. I called Katie from the crane. Think about this. This wasn't specifically spoken about, and I didn't specifically ask. Looking back on it, I wish I had of. But the question is simple. Can any tower crane operator be on their cell phone in the crane? I'm curious if they can even bring their cell phone into the crane. But according to Chris, he has an earplug in one side for the work and another earplug in the other side for the phone. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you are lifting beams up 30, 40, 50 feet in the air. Do you honestly think your employer is going to let you? And it's probably not even, it's probably against safety regulations to be distracted from a phone call. Come on. Come on. So these are things he was telling us early on that point back to this shady, right? Shady. So his alibi versus information was given do not, as they say, match up. Okay? They do not match up. So Chris Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, what did you do the night your stepson and your son went missing? This boy here, Sebastian Rogers. This boy here, say his name, Sebastian Rogers. So, if we can't believe those closest to him, and if they are clearly showing us they're hiding something, then I hope this answers one of the comments I got. Why do I believe they're involved? It's that simple. Follow me here. If they would have sat down at certain time, oh, by the way, let me back up about the 8 days. That's just another behavior. Why did it take 8 days to come on the camera? It just kind of hit me there, sidetrack.
It took 7 or 8 days to be on camera. It took 7 months to allegedly search. Is who was it? If Alana is in here, that file did not go through that you sent me. And there was another one. I think it was hindsight. Hindsight is in here. Didn't go through either.
But at the same time, it's relevant. But ask the question to me, why do you think
No.
they're
That's it. No child goes missing from inside of their home. Come on. They don't. They don't. And had this been a babysitter, had this been anyone else, right? A babysitter say, yeah, well, I woke up and kid wasn't here. I don't know. I walked out the door. They would say, okay, well, we're going to check. We're going to check. And so they check the cameras. Nothing. They check, the dog scent, nothing. No sightings. Oh, he also went barefooted and he locked the door from behind him. Now, he doesn't like the outdoors and he hates being dirty. He's scared of the dark. He's never done it before. But, yep, wasn't here. You cannot move past that house until you can find evidence to move past that house. Right? Well, that's the thing. Drew, like I said the other day, nobody goes toward the dark. Nobody. We don't, as human beings, we don't go toward the dark. Doesn't matter who you are. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't get up in the middle of the night and just walk out without anything, without my cell phone, without my shoes. The moment you take one step out there, it's going to be cold on your feet. Your feet's going to hurt. And especially if you physically feel things differently than others, there's just no way, in my opinion. Just no way. Sebastian had a wonderful day, allegedly, on Sunday. So why in the world would he leave? Yes. Just think about the stress for him to leave in the middle of the night with medication in his system, assuming she gave him medicine, which she doesn't even say that, but she does say she gives it to him every night, but she doesn't say that particular night. This is February. You don't take your jacket and you don't take your shoes, but you also lock the door, right? Can you imagine when he gets emotionally stimulated, how he is going to start screaming? It's going to be too much, right? It doesn't make sense. He loves to eat snacks, loves gaming, but doesn't take his games, loves snacks, but doesn't take snacks, loves his video games, loves his, the indoor type life, I guess you could say, and all the obstacles that is in his way. On Duchess, someone said, I can't remember who it was, but they said, this was, I believe, the first interview. The woman said, my child is autistic, and he, would trip over, something less than 1 inch or something to that effect. And think of all the obstacles: fences, ditches, drains, gazebos, neighbors' dogs, just strolling through the neighborhood for anywhere from after midnight to 6 a.m. Goes down Kellen Lane, no camera saw him. Because if you are to believe one of, the two dogs that allegedly took this path, no other one did. But if you're to believe that, like Mr. Foot wants to put out, it goes straight down Kellen. Well, that means there's cameras on Kellen, straight down Kellen, which means he should have been picked up there as well. Right? No camera saw him, nothing. No, and around the pond, it was muddy. Right? This is a construction area in February. No mud, no shoes or anything in the pond. This is not a warrior obstacle, right? It's not a warrior obstacle course. No water, no videos, games. Jumping fences, crossing creeks, ditches, drains, not running into other fences. Goes down a road. No camera catches him. But if he steps on mulch, he'll scream. But, stepping on rocks and thorns and sticks, I guess he's not going to scream there. He just does that in the woods, I guess, right? Children and humans in general, but particularly children, take the path of least resistance, always, in these cases. Sebastian is a talker. And I believe as he got older, that became a problem, in my opinion. I think that became a problem. And I think there was a lot of headbutting in that home. We would have heard him. Yes, Canadian grandma. If Sebastian had a problem, who did he tell? Where did he feel comfortable telling his what he thought was going on? At the school. At the school. He's a talker. If he is in trouble, he's going to go somewhere. He's going to tell someone. He went to teachers, students before and told them. Sebastian is the kid that would want to get back to his video games, his popcorn, his snacks. He doesn't want to become Daniel Boone. They stopped looking in the woods for a reason. If you go listen to Chris McDonough from the Interview Room, if you go to one of Dr. John Douglas, his master classes, highly recommend them. You'll be able to see if you don't already. And it's constantly, why did he have to get back to, Mississippi Memphis so quickly. I have to get back to work. I have to get back to work. I have to get that RV. Why do you need to get back to the work area? Why the camper? Why did y'all run to the camper and hunker down shortly after your child was missing? When knowing if a child walks off by themselves, whether they're alive or not, they're most likely to be found around your home. But Cruella is asking for a diamond ring from her son, allegedly. Doesn't make sense, y'all. People who don't regularly go barefoot outside, yes, the bottom of their feet are tender as a baby's bottom. Rarely even go to the mailbox without at least slippers on. Mama Bear, I actually went to barefoot grounding forums, and these are people who run in their bare feet, and they start from somewhere, and they say it takes at least 2 or 3 weeks to be able to just start being outside, um, getting to slowly work your feet up. Now, they say within 2 to 3 miles, barefooted, your feet are going to be wrecked. Wrecked. I can't imagine in February. The temperature is going to be dropping here pretty soon. And I'm going to go out barefoot. I don't go barefoot anywhere. Rarely even on the beach I go barefoot. So, and I'm going to see how my feet feel. If they're really cold at that temperature, Lord, remember Brian Laundrie hiking barefoot. No, I don't. But, it's becoming more of a popular trend. Uh, we're just not really meant to walk barefoot for long distances. I mean, even our caveman ancestors put, cow hides and stuff on their feet. CP has a court date coming up, and he is desperate to change people's opinion of him. Not going to happen. Well, it's especially not going to happen if you're not doing the interviews and you're not answering the questions. Now, you're right. Nobody owes anyone anything as far as answering questions. But why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Your child is missing. Why wouldn't you want to clear that up? When your child is missing, you want as much clarity as possible. Why do you think Seth put out his timesheets? Right? Why do you think he still does interviews? I can't wait till this case is resolved, to be honest with you. I hope and pray to God he is found today, or something happens, that is, a miracle that he's out there somewhere. But it would sure be a miracle, in my opinion. I sit in my. I'm so proud of Sebastian. He did everything right. Oh, Jennifer's gonna make me cry. He did what we teach our children to do, tell someone. Yes. And that's the thing, Jennifer. We tell children to tell someone if something is wrong. We tell adults, see something, say something. And then they do. And then some of them still aren't heard. A few days, Jennifer. Within a few days. Um, I don't think he was out there in that 5-mile radius at all. I think there would have been, I think nature would have let us know, if if he was no longer here and he was in that area, I think nature would tell us. So in my opinion, it's time we look outside of that 5-mile radius. I think we need to look 200 and I forget how many miles Silver said it was. But I think we need to look down in that area. And the thing is, it could be anywhere, off any road, off any exit, anywhere. Or it could be somewhere even farther. But this is something that's going to be studied for years. Sometimes that makes me feel like, how do you know that? How do you know that, right?
They're involved. Well, I think they're involved because of their behavior,
Did you send
because
that
of
girl,
their
Mom?
omission of things, because of
Did you send that the Joe Clad thingy? Joe Clad said the same thing as KP. I don't know why he walked out the door. I'm praying so hard this will be resolved. Yeah. Thank you, girl mom. Let me look at that real quick. Wow.
days to do the first interview because of not screaming to the world, help us find our son, because of, lying in interviews when they're lying in front of you. They're saying one thing one minute and saying completely opposite the next. All of these things show behavior of suspect people. Now, what's the opposite of that? Here's the opposite of that. I was here, I was here, I was here, I was here. Here's every minute. Here's every minute from 6:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. Here's every
Alana, I
minute.
just emailed you back.
Okay. Here's every minute. But that's not the case. But Katie can tell you every minute of the day that day for the most part. And Chris can tell you his whole weekend. But that day, those 12 hours, conveniently omitted, right? Conveniently omitted. If you remember the Nancy Grace interview, let's go back to this right here. Talk about Alibi. You remember the Nancy Grace interview where she asked him about when the last time he was at home? And then he says, I can't speak about specific days. After saying he hadn't been home the whole month, he changes it to specific days. So were there specific days, or was he not home the entire month? If you're not home the entire month, why are you talking about specific days?
Hey, girl,
Once
mom,
again,
where did you send that to?
shady.
I don't know if it's my
So-
email not working or what.
Here's where we are. We know Chris Proudfoot is shady. We know all the things that we learned about the job site. We know the inconsistencies in his alibi. We know all these. But, ladies and gentlemen, even with that, how does that get us closer to answering the question, where is Sebastian Rogers? Where is his stepson? Because that's the question, okay? I think what we can believe is this. Chris Proudfoot's never going to tell us where he is. On one hand, Chris Proudfoot will say maybe one day he'll just be found in the woods. And on the other hand, Chris Proudfoot
I have
says you'll never find
AT&T,
him.
but I don't know. You never know.
So
They may
the
be
one thing I
sending me.
think we know is let's not
Yes.
worry about Chris Proudfoot.
Yes, big red
Let's
flag right there.
find his stepson, Sebastian Rogers. Okay? Because look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to break this down to what we.
Also, another thing that's interesting, reality says neither parent nor CP are screaming for help to find Sebastian. I think you mean stepfather and mom. Is that what you mean? Think about that. Think about how they have not, searched Seth's home 10 times, his family's home like that, about the DoorDash footage at how it may have been 2 weeks before it turned in. DoorDash cam footage. The dash cam footage. Oh, the dash cam. Yes. Yes, that is. Yes. Yeah, he's the only one screaming for help. I can't imagine. Can you imagine your ex who was your child was at their house primarily most of the time, and they go missing from their home, and they're not out doing the interviews. They're not speaking to you. People say all the time, I think Seth is still in love with Katie. No. He was reminiscing on the good times, which I think we all do at some point. Justin, keypad door locks can pair with a mobile app. Yes. And allows you to lock and unlock doors with a simple icon tap. Sure does. You know what else it does, Teresa? It tells you when that door was opened, when that door was locked, how long that door was open as well. It's okay, Lisa. How's Bob doing? It's so crazy, these conspiracy theories. I mean, some people just should not. I don't know. It's amazing. People will twist and bend a story to fit the narrative, and that's what drives me crazy, is if you really are in true crime like really in true crime, you have to really follow the inconsistencies, follow what doesn't make sense, follow the words, follow it. Because if you don't and you just bend it because you want it to bend this way or bend that way, you're never going to get truth that way. You will never get truth. You are only feeding yourself lies. It should never be personal uh, about if you like someone or not, right? It should never be like that. It's nothing personal. It just is what it is. It is what it is.
He can do. You listening, me talking. Here's what we can do. Keep his awareness alive. How do we do that? Flyers, post, say his name. Go print flyers. As I've always said, silver's on the scene at yahoo.com.
Never been
I'll
seen.
send you the flyer if you don't have it. Print flyers, electronically email flyers, or electronically post the flyer, post anything. Get on Facebook right now and type out Sebastian Rogers, missing 15-year-old from Hendersonville, Tennessee, gone since February 26, 2024. That's it. You know what? Let's condense it even better. Get on Facebook right now and type in your post, what do you have to
Elena,
say? Sebastian Rogers. And shoot
Elena, when you email me that, it's just blank
it off.
other
Say
than
his
your
name.
text.
So that's the one thing that we all can do. I don't care if you're in Europe. I don't care if you're in Mexico. I don't care if you're in Alaska. I don't care if you're in Hendersonville, Tennessee. No matter where you are.
Well, Gina, the thing with the footage with the flashlights, that was never supposed to get out. Ever supposed to get out. Eric Craddock asked Nick Barris where he got that from. And Nick obviously didn't tell his sources. I actually found out where he got it from, and I was the one that said where he got it from. I figured out how he got it. Misty Moonlight, thank you, my dear, for 1 month. Really appreciate you, my love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sebastian Strong, right? Sebastian Strong. Thank you, Butterflies. KP probably meant to say he just walked out the door, in my opinion, because what happened. I think it's a hard thing to say, right? There's only 3 ways, about maybe 3 times he could have went out that house. And one is, anywhere from 8 to 10 p.m., 8 to 11 maybe. The next one is 3 a.m. Thank you, Lisa. And the next one is 6 a.m. Because he didn't do it himself, in my opinion. This is criminal. This is criminal. This is the FBI. And Jennifer Coffindaffer, she says they don't just, uh, They don't just do a $50,000 reward for no reason at all. Right?
In this world, you can do that. You can share a flyer electronically. You can type his name out. You can just say his name to the universe, Sebastian Rogers. So keep his awareness alive. Because by doing so, this is what we're going to do. We're going to find him. That's going to help us find him. But what else can we do to help us find him? Ask questions.
We're going to go, I'm doing a live. I may, if I get time to do it this evening, I'm going to do it. We're going to talk about, and again, not saying anyone's guilty of anything, but we're going to speak about no body unalivings, about how there is, how, what they look for to convict, to make a strong enough case as well. Do y'all hear the leaf blower? Let me know if y'all hear that. I'm looking for that thing that girl mom sent, but maybe let me check my trash 1 second because I want to
Following it from the
play
last
that.
video, and while we're here, continuation with this video. Had I not walked up to a guy I never met before, shook his hand, introduced myself, shared the flyer, and I'll stop right here and say this: if you go to ask questions, if you jump in your car, jump on a plane, get on a bus, get on a train, and make your way to Hendersonville, Tennessee, or Memphis, Tennessee, or Horn Lake, or South Haven, or anywhere, and you approach a person, my advice is to have a flyer in your hand. Okay? Have a flyer already in your hand. And have that flyer know that's not your last flyer. They can keep that flyer. You want them to keep that flyer. Me handing this flyer to this gentleman at the RV park diffused everything. Okay? Meaning, let me say diffused, opened up everything. Because I was expecting to get, no, I don't know, thank you, and I can't tell you anything about the RV. But ladies and gentlemen, it's a missing child. So have the flyer. That's your reason for being there. So if you go to ask questions to anyone, if you decide to visit the job site, St. Jude's, Memphis, Tennessee, if you decide to visit an RV park, if you decide to visit somewhere in Hendersonville, ask questions, have a flyer before you start asking. And search. There you go, search. What is searching? You need to get some steps in. You're in Hendersonville. You're near the home. Walk a tree line. My first ever search look was at Long Hollow Pike Church, which is about a mile from the home. They have a Frisbee golf course there. They have a big parking lot. It's an open park, and it sits adjacent right there with the church. I parked my car, and I started walking. No boots needed. I wasn't getting in the water. I wasn't going through any tall grass. Normal shoes, walking. And I walked that entire place just looking for something, anything. You never know what you may find. Searching can be that easy, or you can
We got
go
it.
up and down an 85-degree slope. You can get deep
I got
into
one
the
of 'em.
woods. If you do those things, I would suggest the appropriate footwear, some type of thing to a shovel or a stick of some sort, something to help you stay safe and balanced.
All right, look at this, guys.
But there it is. If we do these,
Look at this. Look at this. Hold on, I got to put up something before I play this. This is Mr. Foot talking about that. I think this is the where he changes the tire part. Let me pop this up 1 second. What? Hold on. Bear with me. I hope y'all don't hear that leaf blower. Damn. Why is it? Oh, Atlanta, it's still not working. 1 second. Well, Lordy mercy. Here, I'm going to play something while I try to fix something. Give me 1 second while I try to fix something.
You go, empty hallways echo so. Father said, searching high and low. Love's light will always glow. Armies marching through the night, guided by spirit bright. No mountain too high for the fight. Together we'll make it right. Green hearts up to the sky. Sebastian's love won't die. With every breath we try, green hearts up high. Miss your laughter, miss your smile. Been searching mile by mile. In the darkness, still we'll dial every number, every file. Seth won't ever lose the flame. In his heart it stays the same. He whispers Sebastian's name in love's eternal frame. Green hearts up to the sky. Sebastian's love won't die. With every breath we try, green hearts up high.
All right, well, at least I found one of them. He takes this thing off. Okay. Here we go.
Goes up and down, up, down, up, down. And who paid for 7 damn billboards? Duchess, the woman that raced, I know for the 2.
Actually, she didn't pay for those.
She paid for 2 of those.
She paid for the 2 that
Someone
are here
sent this to
locally
me. I don't know
national.
what it
Thank you
is.
very much.
Thank you
That's
very
what I
much.
just said, 2 of those.
Oh,
With no
Yeah,
city
that's
logo.
not Memphis, like you were saying.
So you paid for those, or did your family?
It doesn't matter who paid for them. See, this is where you're trying to measure tit for tat. And
No,
you just said that
since
it's
you're
not
telling me
for-
all about what you paid for them. You did.
No, I didn't tell you what I
No,
paid
you
for.
paid
I
for.
told
I'm
you
just
we
gonna
got
say.
it done.
I'm just gonna say you did.
Well, then that's where you're wrong. But good luck, have fun.
Well,
enjoy
I'm
your
just
night.
saying. But since we're
'Cause
going,
I'm not really in the mood to go tit for tat. I'm
no,
told
you
you how to answer your
are.
questions.
It's like we got.
You're not.
How the hell do you have a house with no cameras outside there?
I'm not going to confirm or deny if there's cameras here or not. It's nobody's business.
I'm just asking a question. 'Cause
I'm
I'm
just
going to
going
tell
to
you.
give you an answer. It's nobody's business what is or is not here.
What do you imagine then? Can I ask?
That's a simple question. That is such a simple question. Do you have cameras or not there? Yeah, she got him fired up. I mean, if I had cameras there, I would be like, see, look, he walked out of this door. Yes, ma'am.
Ask you this. What do
Thank you. I got the Joe Clyde Daniels. That's you said it's got a lot of similarities in it. We'll watch that here in just right after this.
you think happened to Sebastian? What do you think happened? Did he walk out the door that night or early morning?
I don't know. It's hard to say because right now there's no answers to anything. My speculations here. If he, walks outside the door, he's vanished. There's no trace.
Right.
The cops asked me what I thought, and I told
What?
them, I said, suppose.
What do you mean if he walked outside? If he walked outside the door. If. What else could it be? If. That's telling. If he walked outside the door. Yes. I need to go over that Terry Lynn interview. There's so much kind of like small talk in between it. You kind of get lost in it. He holds up his law enforcement shield and all those hardball questions just bounce off. If. Oh my God, y'all.
Speculations here. If he, walks outside the door, he's vanished. There's no trace. Walks outside the door. If he, walks outside the door, he's vanished. If he, walks outside the door. If he, walks outside the door, he's vanished. There's no trace.
Right.
The cops asked me what I thought, and I told them, I said,
Okay, we can do that.
supposedly based on what we were told initially, it was like, well, if he made it to the road and he's walking down the road, somebody goes flying down there and let's say he hit him. They think you would find something. Well, there's nothing there to be found.
Which is ICU in here? Is ICU in here? Has his hand on his hip. Watch out. Oh my God. If he walked out the door. Yep, Debbie, I know. I mean, there is, if he did not walk out of the door, then that means something really, really, really bad happened. Thanks, Kathleen. Yes, definitely a dictator because he's a dick and he looks like a tater. What was it that he said to us about the front door? Did you hear this? If he walked out.
In there and let's say he hit him and he's walking. We were told initially, it was like, well, they asked me what I thought, and I told them, I said, supposedly based on what we were told initially, it was like, well, if he made it to the road and he's walking down the door, he's here.
Listen, if he walked out the door.
If he, walks outside the door, he's vanished. There's no trace.
Right.
Well, if he didn't walk out that door. Yeah. It's beyond. I don't understand. Lisa.
The cops asked me what I thought, and I told them, I said, supposedly based on what we were told initially, it was like, well, if he made it to the road and he's walking down the road, somebody goes flying down there and let's say he hit him. They think you would find something. Well, there's nothing there to be found.
Well, you would find something, and you're right. There's nothing to be there to be found because, in my opinion, he didn't walk out the door. He told me he never said Sebastian walked out on his own, and he knows in one broke, and he says he knows no one broke in their house and took him. Yes. Yep, that's when he texted and he said he never said Sebastian walked out the door on his own, and he knows no one broke in the home.
So that kind of debunks that.
Right.
So then it goes back to, was this a crime of opportunity of he was walking and somebody picked him up?
Yeah.
Or did somebody just take him? But now.
Yeah, somebody just took him. Somebody did. Somebody took him. Damn right, in my opinion. This goes south. He would have been seen on camera. Yes. And that's his words as well. Right? He would have been seen on camera.
Now, in Memphis, you do not stay in Memphis. I mean, if you just don't. I mean, you go outside of Memphis to stay. But RV park wise, you know, the one I stay at's right over the state line of Mississippi.
Oh, you got an RV, gotcha.
Holy hell. Listen to that. Listen to that. Listen. I gotta go
But
back.
RV park wise.
No.
Today I am excited to try Marquis's chocolate,
Damn it.
which is famous for its delicious.
I don't want.
Today I am excited to try Marquis's.
Oh shit, a brick. No. Where was that? God, I hit the wrong link. Who sent that to me a minute ago? Who sent that to me earlier? Damn. Who sent that to me? Okay. Was that it? Yeah. I need it back. I need it back. I need it back. 1 second. Okay, here it is. We got to go back to this, guys, because I think I just caught something. I think I could just caught something.
Business, what is or is not here.
What do you?
Or was it?
You know, the cops asked me what I thought, and was this a crime of opportunity of he was walking and somebody picked him up, or did somebody just take him? But now in Memphis, you do not stay in Memphis. I mean, if you just don't. I mean, you go outside of Memphis to stay. But RV park wise, you know, the one I stay at's right over the.
Notice how he is talking about Sebastian leaving or being taken. And he goes from that to the RV over the state line. Notice that. You get it? Justin, I think there needs to be separate interrogation. Oh, I agree. Key points. Listen to this. Listen to how he does this. This is major.
State line of speculations here. If he, walks outside the door, he's vanished. There's no trace.
Right.
This is he's vanished. There's no trace, and he's going to talk about it.
You know, the cops asked me what I thought, and I told them, I said, supposedly based on what we were told initially, it was like, well, if he made it to the road and he's walking down the road, somebody goes flying down there and let's say he hit him. Then they think you would find something. Well, there's nothing there to be found. So that kind of debunks that.
Right.
So then it goes back to, Was this a crime of opportunity of he was walking and somebody picked him up? Or did somebody just take him? But now in Memphis, you do not stay in Memphis. I mean, you just don't. I mean, you go outside of Memphis to stay.
Excuse me.
But RV park wise, you know, the one I stay at's right over the.
Now, did someone just take him? Now, you do not stay in Memphis. Holy hell. How would Sebastian get from Memphis? He said, well, if someone just took him.
Take him, but now, or did somebody just take him? But now in Memphis, you do not stay in Memphis. I mean, you just don't. I mean, you go outside of Memphis to stay. But RV park wise, you know, the one I stay at's right over the state line of Mississippi.
Oh, you got an RV, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you live in an RV?
When I'm on the road.
Oh.
Wow.
Why?
He goes from, you know, if he did walk out that door, you know, someone could have hit him. Well, there would have been something left over. So you can scratch that idea. And then he immediately goes to, you do not stay in Memphis. You go outside of Memphis, the RV that I'm staying at. Oh my God. That's what I'm saying, people. We got to be looking in that area.
Well, where am I supposed to
Oh,
sleep?
so you don't.
Silver's the only one looking.
No, I don't know. I don't know what you do. I mean, I'm not like that. I don't know what you do.
Oh, no. That's, so most construction folks that actually live, like, have to travel occasionally for work, they tend to have like RVs that they'll take and set up because it's cheaper to live that way than it is to have a $3,000, $4,000 hotel bill, and you can't afford it because, you know, your money's going to your hotel bill instead of paying your bill.
So they don't give you extra money to live off of if you
Not every job does, no.
Got it. Okay. So you have to live in an RV. That's weird.
Well,
maybe not if you want to live in an. I don't know. I don't know much about that because I'm not. I don't know. I don't camp, so that's okay. Okay. So you live in Mississippi when you're doing that, though?
Yeah, just over the state line.
And you eat out of that thing and
Troopers.
everything?
Okay. Yeah, you got a little kitchenette in it.
Mm-hmm. No, I can't do that. You're better than me. I'm just saying, do you wash your clothes in it, too?
No, I have to go to the laundromat. I don't have a washer and dryer.
Oh, yeah.
Or some parks have like a washer and dryer at the park, so you can use those, too.
I'm good. Does it have a bathroom?
We need people in that area. That's where we need. That's where the search needs to be.
Mine does, yeah.
But remember, he was gone 17 hours. So what we need to do is 3.5 there, 3.5 back. Was it 17 hours or 19 hours? He's got to be within an hour, in my opinion, within that camper.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't like, because then you have to deal with the sewer pipe and the discharge and all that stuff.
Did you hear this, Mohawk?
Wouldn't you just go home? I'm just curious. Why in the hell? Why wouldn't you just go home?
Who's going to drive 3 hours
Me.
and 37 minutes one way?
Me.
I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. So it's 3
Maybe.
hours and 37 minutes
Yes.
one way to go home.
Yes.
And 3 hours and 37 minutes to go back. So it's
Well, it
over a
depends on when I have to
7-hour
go back.
round trip.
When would I have to go back?
Are you going to drive every day?
So did y'all ever all go down there as a family and live in the RV?
No.
That
February. I
it's,
said
it's, it's the
no.
it's-
I never once said the
Hold
1st of
on.
February. I said early February. That is all I've told y'all.
not me. I'm just telling you what I read.
Y'all, I mean, generally, Facebook, y'all. Not you.
Can I ask you why the hell do you answer all these people in this damn thing? Or is there a reason? Because
Yes, because people are out there assuming, insinuating, and coming up with their own crap to turn around. And every time they do that, they want to submit, well, then he did this. Well, then when they submit it to law enforcement, you know what? That takes another body away from finding Sebastian.
right here, okay. What do you get? Let me ask you this. What do you consider early February?
Early February. I'm not going to give you a time frame. I'm not going to give you a date.
Okay, let me say this. What would you consider early January? Let's go to January.
I'm not going to give you I'm not doing that.
Let me look at let me see what they say, what early is. Let me look at what
I don't care what they say.
No,
early
I'm
is,
typing in
matter.
what is early? Makes sense to you? Is there a specific reason?
Yes, because I've been informed by law enforcement agencies do not give specific dates, and that's why you're not getting them.
Is there a reason why his father didn't or doesn't dodge dates? I'm just curious.
I don't know. I'm not going to speak for Seth. I'm not going to sit here and try to figure out why he does what he does either.
No, I'm not saying speak for him. I'm just saying, is there a reason why?
That's speaking for him, and I'm not speaking for him.
Well,
I'm not.
That just blows me away, y'all.
Road, somebody goes flying.
If he walks out the door, he like doesn't miss a beat. I gotta listen. 1 second. Listen to this little part.
They think you would find something. Well, there's nothing there to be found.
Listen
So
to
that
this.
kind of debunks that.
Right.
So then it goes back to, was this a crime of opportunity of he was walking and somebody picked him up? Or did somebody just take him? But now in Memphis, you do not stay in Memphis. I mean, you just don't. I mean, you go outside of Memphis to stay. But RV park wise, you know, the one I stay at's right over the state line of Mississippi.
Oh, you got an RV, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you live
See
in an
how it
RV?
goes?
When I'm on the road.
Oh. Why?
Well, where am I supposed to
Oh,
sleep?
so you don't come home.
This
I
guy?
don't know what you do. I mean,
Why does he go from if he walked out that door, or somebody took him, and then he goes straight to the RV and where he's at? I don't understand that at all. Like at all, at all. Oh my God. We might go over some of that interview tonight. That's really, 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 I mean, it is, and it's also like, no, baby, I'm not muted. Not muted. It's like I don't know if he was subconsciously like not realizing it, maybe. March 21st, 2024. Very wild. I've been trying to lead to this, but it was hard to get across without getting people upset. It is if someone took him or if he walked out the door, he would be in Memphis is a huge red flag. Yeah, I'll tell him. I've got his information, troopers. Yeah. I'm going to send this to myself. That's crazy. I want to go over this right here. Oh. Where was that? Girl mom, do you know what part of the Joe Clyde Daniels part this was? If not, it's okay. I can play it later. I'll find it and play it later. When he's telling the truth, somebody took him. He walked out the door. Then he is in Memphis. Think about it. Send the pic of the manhole too. 42 minutes. Thank you. You're amazing, girl mom, too. You're amazing, amazing. Thank you. 42 minutes. This is Joe Clyde Daniels case. This happened in, of course, Tennessee. And girl mom was speaking about this. Like
the driveway of 1108 Garners Creek Road, which is Mr. Ledford's residence.
we can learn a lot. We can learn a lot because you got to remember there's nothing new under the sun. Things are repeated. Things are repeated. Oh, Lewis. Yeah, I watched the dad's interrogation in RV park right over state lines with no laundry service.
This driveway?
Yes,
And that's the home of Mr. Matthew Ledford.
it is.
This time I'm gonna move a clip of a car entering the driveway at 1108 Garners Creek Road as the next exhibit. I'm gonna step back before we play it. Screen complaint.
Look at the flashlight. Look at the lights.
Let's play it again.
I know. Justin, he said, did
Okay,
someone did
detective,
take him?
I'm gonna
Then
ask you
CP
to
said, but in
identify what's in
Memphis,
here.
That's Mr. Ledford's vehicle.
Okay,
do you stay in
it's on Garner
Memphis?
Creek Road.
He is.
Never finished
Northbound
this.
direction.
Northbound.
Answer to law enforcement. I'm going to take a screenshot of what you just said.
He's slowing down there as he approaches his driveway.
We're looking in this area now.
Yes.
Make it bigger so you can see it.
Are these his headlights now facing?
It is.
and he's now driving into a driveway.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's not. You're right.
I mean, it's kind of hard to see.
It is difficult
And why is that?
because it's so far away. And actually, if you'll notice this video clip in the top left-hand corner is the actual surveillance video, the whole view. We have to zoom into this side, to this corner, to be able to really see what we're looking at. So it's even more difficult to see if you can't zoom in. So this is a zoomed-in view, and it's still difficult.
Okay. And this is the camera that's over 300 yards away.
Yes, sir.
And looking at the field of view.
Wow,
reference
300
map that the
yards.
jury has, they can see that what we're watching begins on the left field of view, goes to the left. You saw 2008 from Daniel McCormick.
Yes,
And from that interaction, did you actually see him?
I did.
Okay. And when you learned that he had described seeing someone on Garners Creek Road, did you try to obtain video of? Okay.
That's fine.
And is this Mr. McCormick making a purchase at Love's gas station?
It is.
Right here. Right here. What kind of car?
A copy of that clip of Cruise Screen's video.
Does anyone remember what kind of vehicle he was driving in the Joe Clyde Daniels case right here? Does anyone remember?
That's the next exhibit. Now, Detective, if I could turn your attention
Exactly,
to the screen again.
TJ,
Again, we're back
exactly,
to
in my
the
opinion
Cruise
as well.
Screen's video, correct?
Yes.
If we can play that.
You see, the thing is, Sonia Jones says, my opinion, something happened and 3-hour call was deciding what to do. From midnight to after 5, he had time to collect S and get rid of him and go back to work. This shows you how to point 1 point TBI is. Yes. But my thing is, Mr. Foote says, and sometimes between midnight and 6 a.m., he went missing. I don't think he's lying there. With, in my opinion, his semantics. Right? He likes to, mix the truth in with and twist it a little bit. So 3 a.m. is between midnight and 6. It's literally between midnight and 6. Literally. But he also could have went missing at 6 as well. Or he plays with the words, the semantics. Chevy and Pallet, thank you. Yes. I believe it was for that, for the more maybe final place, maybe, or to clean. Kim with him to Yeah, something is wrong. Yes. Where was this? So when he says he went missing between midnight and 6, I think he's right. Tell me what y'all think about the light source once he plays it around the tree area. Is this it, girl mom, where he does it? I want to see if this is where the flashlight is. Okay, thank you. Around the tree area.
Okay, detective, in this clip, how many cars did we see pass?
2 vehicles.
And it is your belief, based on the investigation, that one of these two is Mr. McCormick?
Yes.
And why do you believe that one of these two vehicles is Mr. McCormick?
That's going to be based on the time frame. He was in the Love's truck stop at midnight 28. This time is actually midnight 42 and 43. And then there's not another vehicle that comes from based.
Before we have able to clarify exactly what we're seeing on the timestamp from Pruitt Springs, we have April 4th, 2018, which is correct?
Yes.
Is this correct? 000924.
The timestamp is not correct.
And the timestamp is what? Is it slow or fast?
Yeah, it's
It
finding
is
the
slow
truth
by 34 minutes.
within the lies.
The correct time would be 09 plus 34,
Yes.
which puts us to 12:42 when the first car passes and 12:43 when the second car passes.
Yes.
And how do you know that 34 minutes is
Exactly.
I was able to tell the time frame, the time that it was off, based on when patrol deputies arrived the morning of the 4th, knowing what time they arrive and comparing it to that time. Also with the bus video, the stamp on the bus video, and comparing it to this video, we're able to see that the timestamp is 34 minutes slow.
So you had to essentially reconcile multiple cameras and viewpoints to analyze that this video is 34 minutes off.
Yes.
It's 34 minutes slow.
Yes.
And we have 2 cars passing, one at
Just like, kind of similar to
12:42
the
a.m.
video in
and one at
Sebastian's. It's
12:43.
off.
Yes.
And it's your testimony based on your investigation that one of those 2 is Mr. McCormick.
Yes.
Okay. Did I make that an exhibit already?
The video,
Yes.
the last one he made was Mr. McCormick on Garner's Creek from the Pruitt
I know,
Springs.
right?
That's it. Okay. The clip we just saw, 12:42 a.m., 12:43, 2 cars passing. Did either of those 2 cars turn into any driveway that you could see?
Not that I can see on this video.
And those cars are traveling, if we're looking at the map the jury has, from south to north.
Yes.
And
Left to right.
if you can go back to the map. So Mr. McCormick made a purchase here at Love's Truck Stop,
Yes.
and that was at 12:28 a.m.
Yes.
And he traveled on
What's her
Garner
name?
Street
Yes.
north.
He did.
You know her name, I
And
see
he
you.
passes Pruitt Springs video, which we can see at approximately 12:42 or 12:43 a.m.
Yes.
And that is approximately a 15-minute drive.
Yes.
Now I want to talk about the morning of 4/4 and the Pruitt Springs video. Were you able to extract a clip of video depicting the defendant leaving his residence on the morning of 4/4?
I was.
And this is on Pruitt Springs again.
Yes.
If we could bring that video up, please. All right, so the conditions, again, this is 300 and something yards away.
Yes.
And for this demonstration, I would like for you to actually come over and show the jury what we're going to be looking for. And before I do that, I would move a copy of this video clip as the next exhibit.
129.
And this daylight has started to break, so it looks a little bit different. But the Daniels residence is in this area. And you're going to be looking for lights in this area. And this is
Lights
what
in
he
that area.
drives around his trailer, causing those tire tracks around his house.
Okay, and detective, before we watch the clip, we see on the screen the time is 5:40:59 with the health. So it's,
They just came around this way and they're traveling in front of the Daniels residence right
Oh,
now.
you can see these lights. Yes. Look
You
at
see
these
lights?
lights.
Yes,
Can you point those out to us?
they just came around this way
You
and
could,
they're
yeah.
traveling in front of.
Can you
Watch.
point those out to us?
Hold on. Watch these lights come around these tree. There you go. There it is right
Do
there.
you see lights?
Yes,
Can you point those out to us?
they just came around this way and they're traveling in front of the Daniels
Yep.
residence right now.
That's in the Daniels
Yes,
driveway?
Jamie.
It's in their front yard.
In the front
Oh, not
yard?
this one.
Now it's on the driveway.
Go back to where it's dark. Okay.
And going out towards Garner's.
Oh, right here. Okay. You're going to see the lights. That's a car.
Okay, detective, in this clip, how many cars did we see pass?
2 vehicles.
And it is your belief, based on the investigation, that one of these two is Mr. McCormick?
Yes.
And why do you believe that one of these two vehicles is Mr. McCormick?
That's going to be based on the time frame. He was in the Love's truck stop at midnight 28. This time is actually midnight 42, and the south headed north vehicles has to be Mr. McCormick.
And detective, before we go any further, let's clarify exactly what we're seeing on the timestamp from Pruitt Springs. We have April 4th, 2018, which is correct.
Yes,
Is this correct? 000924.
the timestamp is not correct. It is slow by 34 minutes.
So the correct time would be 09 plus 34.
Yes.
Second car passes.
Yes,
And how do you know that 34 minutes is that?
based on when patrol that time. Also, we're able to see that the timestamp is 34 minutes slow.
You slow and those.
You can see
Does it bring it up again when it's dark?
this.
Let me go back.
Yes,
And we have 2 cars passing, one at 12:42 a.m. and one at 12:43.
yes,
And it's your testimony, based on your investigation, that one of those two is Mr. McCormick. April 4th.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
From the Daniels. Have, going back to the Pruitt Springs video in the field of view, do you have what in the Pruitt?
Yes.
Okay, here it
Play
is.
that.
Is that it right there? One. Yeah. That's blurry. Let's see. Yep. See that?
Okay, detective, in this clip, how many cars did we see pass?
2 vehicles.
And it is your belief, based on the investigation, that one of these two is Mr. McCormick?
Yes.
And why do you believe that one of these two vehicles is Mr. McCormick?
That's going to be based on the time frame. He was in the
That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Your account in All right, guys. Cool beans. Cool beans. I will be back later this evening at anywhere from 5:30 to 6:30. I'm going to schedule that now. We got a lot to talk about this evening. So please join me at 5:30, anywhere from 5:30 to 6:30. I'm going to schedule it for 6 o'clock, but sometimes it may be 5:30. I may be a little bit early. Sometimes I may be a little bit late. It just depends. So I'm going to schedule for 6 o'clock. Make sure you join me for that. We're going to look at some stuff this evening. I love you all. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I just cannot believe he just said that in that clip. We've got to go over that stuff. Definitely got to go over that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Love you. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day. The rest of it. Love, love. Bye-bye.